Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush, and today we are going to be trying an all-in deck that I've never tried here before, and we're going to only use cards that go in all three lanes. So we're talking Orcs Horde, Skeletons Legion, Skull King, Archer's Tribe, those kinds of cards. And there's one you'll notice I don't have in here, and it's Boneyard. And the reason why there's no Boneyard is because if I just draw it like I just did right here, or if I draw a card with the 5 mana, then it's completely useless. So, and I had that happen a number of times. So basically I was like, yeah, this is not very useful, so we're not using that one. Anyways, this is a very difficult challenge. I discovered this is a very difficult challenge, mostly because of the Ice Elemental and the Dragon. And as you can see here, the dragon, very big problem. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be harder than I thought. Very difficult challenge, going to be much harder than I was anticipating. And I probably can't just play the cards kind of randomly. But, I mean, of course, I had the strategy of usually like, well, you got to play the Archer's Tribe behind the Orcs Horde, right? But as far as the other cards go, I don't know. So I have Resurrection in here, but the problem with Resurrection is that if there's a dragon or an ice elemental, it's not like if I resurrect them that there's going to necessarily be a different outcome. Like the dragon is still going to melt the skeletons. Even if I revive them with Resurrection, it's just going to melt them again. So that doesn't exactly help out. The archers are definitely useful, but the problem is, unless I have a lot of them, they don't really get the job done. They're not really powerful enough to get rid of things like Black Knights and dragons super consistently. The biggest problem are the dragons and the ice elementals, but the archers do kill the ice elementals somewhat. They don't kill the dragons very fast. So my only option with this deck was to basically rely on the Blizzard and then try to just go around my opponent and hope that they didn't have enough Ice Elementals or Dragons to cover all three lanes. And if they did, I was totally done for. But as you could see in that match, I made a game of it. So I was like, okay, things are going a little bit better here. That's a little bit more how we're going to make this challenge happen. And again, I was like, all right, I'm relying heavily on the Blizzard. I should go 2 Blizzards, 1 protection, because the protection is important, but I was having more issues just trying to stop them. So, and the protection does give me a chance to get rid of certain cards, in particular Ice Elementals. I should have learned this more, that, you know, the dragons aren't really worth going for, but the Ice Elementals, I can try to stop them with that Blizzard. And again, you can see I won the bottom lane. Very key situation, trying to win the top lane too. That way, at least maybe I can reach their castle. And no Ice Elementals or Dragons thus far. So I think we've got a chance here. They do have Dark Angel, but it's kind of dying. And there we go. First win with this challenge. Okay, let's give it another shot. And again, we go Skeletons Legion and the Skull King, and then, of course, the Archer's Tribe behind it. Again, though, you can see the bottom lane is going to be very, very difficult. Like, I just don't know. And, of course, I mistime it, and the Skeletons miss, and yeah, so difficult outcome. I'm going to have to try and win in the other 2 lanes because the bottom lane is completely lost. I have 0 cards in my deck that can win that lane. I almost felt like I should have put a Black Witch in here just because it would have made it maybe a little bit more competitive of a deck. And because none of these cards really have the ability to just chew through a Necromancer stack. You know what I mean? But I still won. I still won because the Blizzard came up clutch, and I was able to just ignore that lane and go to the other 2 lanes. right? So the only way I really lose for good is if they are able to just really shut down all 3 lanes with skeleton killing stuff. So let's try again here. You can see I have the bottom lane open as well as the top lane, and I'm ignoring the necromancer lane, just using the blizzard on it, which was, I think, a very good decision because I didn't need to do anything with that lane. I didn't need to do anything with it. I didn't need to try and win all of the battles. I just needed to delay that lane, and you can see I was able to finish off that person's castle. So I'd say that was pretty decent. I played that strategy there about as well as I probably could, considering it's a pretty bad strategy. So yeah, this one not looking good because they have the ice elemental, and I'm lacking DPS cards right off the start. And I gave up on the bottom lane because of the necromancer, but you can see they're just too close to my castle, and I don't really have enough firepower down there. So I should have frozen the bottom lane, and instead I froze the top lane because I wasn't winning any of the lanes. In hindsight, I definitely should have frozen the bottom lane. But you live and you learn sometimes. And I decided to keep going here and just... It looked like I was going to lose for sure, but I decided to just keep playing this one out and seeing if maybe I could push their... I don't know, just delay their stack a little bit. And then somehow I was delaying them, which is really funny because I thought the ice elemental... I guess it died in the bottom lane. I was going to say I thought it would have been doing area damage on my castle. The one in the middle lane was a little too far away to do the area damage, I guess. That's why it's important to delay the ice elementals, because you can actually kind of block them pretty efficiently. And now I was doing damage to their castle, but unfortunately that dragon, you can see here like what I was talking about. If they get splash damage in all 3 lanes, I'm pretty much done for. And that's what happened there. And unfortunately that is going to be the end of that. I postpone it a little longer, but it was pretty much a done deal. So tough luck in some of these matches, but that's what happens when I'm trying to do a challenge. That is not actually a very good strategy. You know, sometimes you're going to get dunked horribly. But to be fair, a couple of the matches where I won pretty easily too. And in general, in All In, you tend to not have as many really prolonged great matches. You know, you're not really getting that many. I don't get like any overtime matches in All In. It's just pretty much, you know, one person dunks the other person, or there's a little bit of back and forth and then they get dunked. But, you know, largely it goes one way or the other. And here I was doing a pretty good job in that one lane, but very one-dimensional attack and nothing to really stop the bottom lane. So yeah, I feel like this is one of those stupid challenges where I was just handicapping myself a little bit too much. But it was kind of a fun idea. But yeah, I don't know what I was doing right there, why I used Blizzard on that lane rather than the bottom lane, which I probably should have done. No idea why I did that, probably cost me the match, but anyways, that was a difficult challenge, but I still got a couple of good wins with it. So leave a like if you enjoyed, let me know what you thought about this video in the comments, and what other types of content I should make, and what other types of games I should play. Maybe subscribe if you're new to the channel, and thanks for watching guys, and stay tuned for more videos.